Hi there, my name's Cameron Jackson, and this is my TED Talk for public speaking. For question 1, the speaker I was listening to was named Vaz, and his thesis was called The Reinventing the Cyclopedia Game. For question 2, I think what got us interested into his story or his thesis was that it wasn't really a story or a thesis, it was actually a game. So he wasn't really giving us any long-winded speeches. He would just start us off on finding one thing, and then we would go read through it. But he'd be the one reading through it. And when he found something that he didn't find, he found something he didn't know about. He would later look up that word and go on from there, which then got us, the listeners, to wonder what other things will he find during this process of looking something up, telling us about it, and then finding out something else that was interesting about it. For my third question, I think one of the TED commandments he best was suited for was making people laugh. Because while he was giving us a description of whatever he was talking about, he would throw in a joke here and there to get a chuckle and not make us feel like we're getting really bored out of it. For question 4, my overall opinion about his speech, I would give him a 4 out of 5, mostly just because when he was talking at some points, he would overanalyze a subject, which would kind of lose me, or I hope an audience member or two, because he would also speed through it. So I gave him point deductions there. But overall, as a speaker, he was really good. He was entertaining. Didn't really get bored at all, except for when he, like I said, he would go over something on top of my head and I wouldn't know what he was saying. Question 5, for the two speakers we had to listen last week, I feel like one of the tips Roz used was making a layer out of the game, since each time when he got to a different subject, you knew which subject he was on. He was on one thing here, another thing here, and another thing over there. For question 6, which I switched with 7, it was how I compare him to Sir Ken. The one thing I know they both had in common was that they both loved making jokes. They would make a joke here or there through their speech. But the major difference I saw with these two guys was, like I said earlier, Roz would go way too fast into his delivery on certain subjects, and he would use big words that we couldn't really understand. Sir Ken, on the other hand, he would slowly, he would be on a slow pace. He would explain something here, tell a joke there, and you would actually feel comfortable and entertained with it. For question 7, my overall thought about this, about my speaker, was I felt like I should have fun trying to speak. I shouldn't try to be stressful or try to do this as fast as possible. I should, like he did, make a game out of it when I'm trying to explain something. And for my final question, question 8, what I have to give to the other classmates, I feel they should either listen to more speakers, learn something from them, and probably try to remember a couple of TED commandments to help them get along the lines of what to do and what not to do while they're speaking. So that's pretty much me answering all the questions of my TED talk. If you found anything wrong with it, just leave a comment and I will sure to reply and try to keep myself better on doing something. Well, have a nice day and see you soon.